So you're thinking about moving to Windsor Locks, Connecticut? Well, in this video, we're going to take you on a tour of a new listing at 39 Acorn Drive in Windsor Locks and show you all the cool features and amenities that this home has to offer. And then we're going to walk through the neighborhood so I can show you some recent sales that took place in 2023. So you'll have a better perspective of home values in this neighborhood. And if you stick with me to the end, we're going to jump into my computer so I can show you around town and highlight everything that I think you need to know about this area. You definitely don't want to miss this, and we're getting after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and want to know everything there is to know about living in Hartford, Connecticut and the surrounding area, like Windsor Locks, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so that you're the first to learn about the current market in the greater Hartford area. Hi, I'm Brian with the Burke team at Coldwell Banker Realty. We get calls and emails every single day from people like you looking for help on making a move to Windsor Locks, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. You can even schedule a Zoom call with us as well. All our information is in the description below, so we can help you make a smooth move to Windsor Locks, Connecticut. So as I was mentioning, we're going to be taking a tour of a new listing at 39 Acorn Drive in Windsor Locks. Let's go check it out. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed touring 39 Acorn Drive with me. What'd you think about this home and what it has to offer? Please comment below and let us know your thoughts. And if you live in town, please feel free to share what you love about this town and area. We'd love to hear from you as well. Now, I'm going to include a link in the description, so if you'd like to check out the listing information in more detail, you'll be able to access it right there. So next up, like I mentioned, we're going to walk through the neighborhood so I can show you some other homes that have sold in 2023, so you'll get a better perspective of what the home values are in this neighborhood. Let's get started. As I mentioned to you before, we're going to be touring 4 properties in this neighborhood so that you have a better perspective of the values and what the actual home sold for. But before we approach this first one, the general information about this area is that it covers approximately 9.4 square miles. The population, according to the 2020 census, is about 12,613 people in town. This neighborhood in the area actually services, the schools that service this area is North Street Elementary School. It's a pre-K3 to 2nd, and that is actually at the beginning of this neighborhood, so it's not even a mile away from where this house is situated. There's a South Street Elementary School, which covers 3rd and 5th grade. That's about a mile south from where we're at right now. And the middle school, which is adjacent to the Connecticut River, which is just east of where we're at right now, that's 6th to 8th grade. And the Windsor Locks High School is 9 through 12. But as we approach the first house right over here, this one at 21 Acorn Drive, this one here had 2982 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, had an in-law suite. It's built in 1991, where the other homes that we're going to show is a little bit newer. We're on about a 0.47, just under a half an acre of land. They had an above-ground pool, 2-car garage, unfinished basement, and if you check out some of the interior photos, it did need some work. This one was a July sale. This one was listed for $459,900, sold in 34 days at $442,500. $500. That takes it to about $148 a square foot. Now, if you think about some of the other sales that take place in town, homes are selling within 7 to 10 days typically. So 34 days on market is definitely a little bit on the longer side. But again, if you look at the condition of the home, that may be why, and the price point when it was listed for $459. When we start looking at some of the other ones, you'll get a better perspective. Let's head to the second one. So the next two are on Meg Way. The first one right here, 6 Meg Way. This one sold back in January, so a good 10 months ago. This one had 2658 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. Now this side of the neighborhood is a little bit newer than the other side. These homes here were built in 2006 on 0.34 of an acre, has an amazing in-ground pool, 3-car garage, a fully finished basement. Now with this property right here, it was listed for $474,900, sold for $445,000, took about 88 days to sell it. So that brings it to about $167 a square foot. Now, again, as with the other one, likely priced on the higher side of what it should have been. And that's obviously why it took a little while for it to sell. But nonetheless, very strong sale, very nice home. And you're in the great side of the area. Let's head down to the next one here. And as we do that, you're gonna find that there's a lot of people in this neighborhood that are doing some, updating to their home. You have a family over here that's updating the back of their yard. And one of the great things about this neighborhood is that they're all well kept, all relatively comparable in the type and size of the properties, value as well. Now, as we make our way to the next property on Meg Way, just something that a lot of buyers bring to my attention and obviously have legitimate concerns is the whole crumbling foundation concern within this area. Now, where we are located in Windsor Locks, we're pretty much on the outskirts of the potential impacted area. And if you're not familiar with it, it's basically, there was a company called JJ Motus that was supplying concrete to a lot of the new construction homes in the area. And that was really a radius of about 30 miles from their facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Now that's about 30 plus 40 miles east of where we're at. So any home that's built after 1982 potentially could have that as a concern for their basements. And what I mean by that is any homes that had the aggregate or the concrete as part of their foundation, and if it reacted with water and oxygen after so many years, it could react and crack. And so a lot of the homes have to be lifted or repaired, which is impacting relatively between 30 and 50,000 homes in this area. And that means that, yes, the house has to be jacked up, the foundation removed. Now, certainly there's other applications on how to fix it, but mainly the foundation needs to be replaced. And so with these homes here being built in 2006, there's always the potential for it, but not likely just because we're on the outskirts of it. So it's just something to ask and inquire and maybe even have it inspected or tested. Now, the third home that we're going to take a look at is right here. It's 13 Meg Way. This one had 2,301 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. This one was built in 2006. It's on 0.35 of an acre. It has an amazing in-ground pool, 3-car garage, partially finished basement, which is absolutely amazing. And the interior, if you take a look at the pictures, absolutely stunning. This one was an August sale, so only a couple months ago. This one was listed at $499,900, sold for $550,000. So that's $50,000 above the list price, and it sold within 3 days. That puts this property at $239 a square foot. And if you take a look at what this house has to offer, rightfully so, it's an amazing property. Now we're gonna take a look at one more property that's actually on the other side of this neighborhood, and that one will blow you away for what that one sold for. So let's go check that one out now. All right, so we're coming up to our fourth and final property in this neighborhood that sold within the last few months in 2023. This one right here, 5 Zapansky, has 1,744 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. This one was built in 2003 on 0.35 of an acre, no pool, just a 2-car garage, and a beautiful finished basement. It was a May sale. Now, the difference between this property and the other ones that sold was this one was listed at $445,000, sold for $550,000. So that's $105,000 above list price, taking it to about $315 a square foot. And this property sold in 2 days. It's such a nice property inside, a little bit more unique than the other ones, but to get $315 a square foot in this neighborhood and across town is such an accomplishment. So take it for what it is. This market's crazy. You really can't predict what buyers are willing to pay for homes, but this one right here sold for $550,000 in 2 days. So now what I'm going to do is take you for a quick drive through the neighborhood. Let's get into it. All right, so now that we're in Google Maps, let me show you exactly where Windsor Locks is located within Connecticut. So what you'll find is that Hartford, Connecticut is located right in the center of the state, and Windsor Locks is this town just north of Hartford and just south of Springfield, Massachusetts. Now, New York City is just over 2 hours to the south. You have Providence, Rhode Island out to the east, as well as Boston, Massachusetts out to the east as well. Again, about 1 hour and 45 to 2 hours to get out that way, depending on traffic. Now, in zooming in on Windsor Locks in a little bit more detail, you're going to find that this area right here represents the town of Windsor Locks. It's approximately 9.4 square miles and has approximately 12,500 people living in town. Now, some of the roadways that service Windsor Locks is, of course, Interstate 91, which runs north to south. As you head up north, you're going to end up going into Massachusetts, Vermont, and New Hampshire. As you head south, you're going to end up cutting through Hartford and heading down until New Haven. Now, this is the Allegrassa Boulevard, which is adjacent to Bradley International Airport. Now, you're going to notice that Bradley International Airport relatively makes up about a third of the town, but some of the other local streets that head through east to west is Elm Street, which is also Route 140, as well as North Street right here. Now, Acorn Drive is located on the northern side of town, which is in this neighborhood right here, just south of the Suffield border. Now, it's also important to know that the Connecticut River also runs north to south, just adjacent to Windsor Locks as well. As you head out to the west, that's going to be East Granby. As you head over to the east, that's going to be East Windsor, South Windsor. You can head up this way to the north, that's going to be Enfield, Connecticut. And as I mentioned, up this way is Suffield. Now, just below in this area, that's also going to be Windsor and Bloomfield that you'd be heading to down there. Now, getting into a little bit more detail, the school system, as I mentioned, this is the neighborhood of Acorn Drive. Now, the elementary school that services Windsor Locks is North Street Elementary School. They have approximately 380 students, and it's PK-K-2. And they are a student to teacher ratio of 10-1. And according to niche.com, the overall score is a B-. Now, the other elementary school in town is South School right here. Now, this one here has approximately 300 students. It's grades 3 to 5, and the teacher to ratio there is 9-1. And again, the niche.com score is a C+. The middle school is located right there. Now, the middle school has 300 students approximately, and it covers grades 6 to 8 with a student to teacher ratio of 8-1 with an overall score of a C+. Now, the high school is located right next to South School, and the high school has just over 400 students, and the student to teacher ratio there is 9-1. Now, one of the great things about the schools and the students that attend Windsor Locks schools is that the majority of the people are active and are involved in a lot of clubs. Now, some of the notable amenities in town is Southwest Family Park. That's going to be located right in relatively the center of town. In Southwest Family Park, they have basketball courts, softball fields, soccer fields, and certainly a nice playground over there. And that makes up approximately 5.5 acres. Now, as you head a little bit further west, you're going to find that the New England Air Museum is located just north of Bradley. A lot of the shopping or fast food restaurants and hotels, because of the airport, are going to be located on Allegrassa Boulevard, which is this road right here, north to south of Windsor Locks. Now, going to the east of Windsor Locks, you're going to have the Amtrak station right there. That will be able to take you into New Haven and obviously into New York City. So it's very convenient to jump on the train right there. Now, if you're interested in barbecue, you got to check out Bear's Smokehouse right here. They have amazing food, and that's right off of Route 20 right there, which will take you into East Granby. Now, one of the other notable achievements that Windsor Locks has accomplished, they actually won the Little League World Series back in 1965. And that's important because there's not a lot of teams from Connecticut that have actually won. There's been a few teams that advanced to the Little League World Series, but to actually win it, that was a huge accomplishment for them back at that time. Now, the median household average, however, is just over 85,000, where the national average is around 75,000. But other than that, I hope you found this map tour helpful. And there you have it, a full tour of our new listing at 39 Acorn Drive, the Windsor Locks community, and what you can get for homes in the $400,000 to $500,000 price range in town. So if you're looking to move to Windsor Locks or the surrounding area, have questions about this home or any other home, schedule a tour, or want to just reach out, all our information is in the description below. Again, my name is Brian with the Burke team at Coldwell Banker Realty, and I hope you found this video helpful. And thanks again for touring the home with me. We help people move here every single day from out of state, within Hartford, Connecticut, and whatever the case may be, we're happy to help you make a smooth move to the Hartford area. And until next time, we hope to show you around town.